have a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Thank you. All right, we'll start the evening off with Magic School AI pilot and technology updates. Dr. Hale and Mr. Hudson.
Mr. Phillips, Dr. Stanley, board. Dr. Hale and I will be giving you some updates on technology and where we have come with some of the pilots that we had this past spring. So with our updates, we want to look at artificial intelligence, and that's going to be a focus on here in a little while by Dr. Hale with Magic School, the pilot that we had, and purposeful technology, truly being intentional with technology. Especially, we always have, but especially next year, trying to truly focus on that screen time and everything, just focus on being intentional with instruction when it comes to technology. And it all goes around being purposeful for getting our students life ready, making them ready for what life will be. There's not just artificial intelligence, but emerging technologies in general are changing the way people learn, work, and communicate. We want to have experiences for our students to make sure that they know how to use technology safely, ethically, and basically be ready for life and know how to adapt in this changing environment that we're in. And not using technology just for technology's sake, but using it to make the experiences better and have the students have the experience with that while they're here with us at Campbell County. It matters because it's not just technology. In the future, you're going to have also your human skills, your other skills that they're going to remain. They're not going to replace technology. We want to be able to blend technology experiences with also the human aspect of it as well. Overall, the vision of the technology department wants to truly enhance and not replace teaching. So we're using technology to enhance, encourage creativity, problem solving, and communication and collaborations. When these students go into the workforce and are life ready, they will definitely need to collaborate and communicate with others in the workplace that they're in. And those are types of skills that we truly want to use technology to help enforce. And preparing them to be life ready, whether it's college, careers, whatever they're going to do in life, having those skills to blend in and have those experiences as well. So making technology purposeful should it should improve learning, creates opportunities that you couldn't do without technology. Again, collaboration, helping those skills, and just to build and support creativity and thinking and being able to analyze the world that we're in now. There's so much that's out there that they look at online and consume online, just having the thinking ability to look it through and process it critically. Supports for being purposeful with instruction is truly to encourage creation over consumption, prioritize more creativity, whether it's video production, graphic design, research-based, project-based learning, and truly reduce a lot of the endless slideshows or kind of meaningless, just more meat to it in general. What we're trying to do is prioritize that. The ITRTs, Our instructional technology resource teachers have been supporting this, and they will continue to support it. New teachers and even veteran teachers as well, showing them how in the classroom they can tailor their lessons to include collaboration, types of ways to do even device down, or potentially some screen time instruction that's free of that as well. We do have, it's very structured now with elementary. I know in elementary they have 20 minutes with instruction, with literacy, 20 minutes with math, but truly make it intentional. Secondary does have a little bit more time because they use Canvas as their LMS, but it's truly to be intentional, make it focused, and make it centered in truly instruction. Also, being purposeful includes using digital citizenship. We're continuing to use the Common Sense Media this year coming up to help show that it's a lot of different topics that students are going to have to navigate. Protecting their personal information, their PII, personal identifiable information. Again, how to evaluate online, recognize misinformation, being critical, the impacts of AI and using AI responsibly, and also the wellness habits of it. There's definitely a lot of consumption on screen times with students and adults as well, but understanding that there is a wellness aspect to this, and bringing an awareness to that. So it will be part of a continuation of our digital citizenship program that we're doing and being purposeful with this.
So last year, we started with Magic School. It began with our teachers only. We thought that was very important
Dr. Ed,
that our teachers.
Did you have?
I was just going to follow
Yeah,
up
sorry.
real quick, but I could have done it after you. So thank you, though. So as Mr. Hudson is explaining, the big, I guess, issue we have when it comes to technology is what's the right amount? Because as we've talked, and we had our leadership conference last week, we talked to all of our administrators, and you go back in time before COVID, and every classroom that I went into basically had 25 laptops in the back of the room that you had to encourage teachers to use, okay? Trying to figure out how to incorporate technology in the classroom, because as kids are graduating and leaving us, they're going off to school and jobs where they're having to use technology, and they're having these LMSs, Blackboard, Canvas, and if we've never exposed them to a computer, then we're not helping them be life ready and meet our mission. So then, of course, COVID hit, and we overnight became a one-to-one, school division because of necessity. And technology department did a fantastic job of providing, getting us an LMS Canvas, giving us a way where we could still have instruction even though we weren't physically in the classroom. But it came so fast. So now you hear, obviously, that too much screen time is not a good thing, okay? And we want to do good things for our kids. Obviously, we've eliminated cell phones, okay? We do not allow social media, okay? We have strong filters that pretty much filter anything that comes in through our computers. But what does that look like in the classroom? So we can limit that at the elementary level. As Mark said, 20 minutes for literacy, 20 minutes for math. Of course, come test time, there is more time spent practicing for the test, unfortunately. But at the high school level, we got to be purposeful, just like he's saying. And we encourage our administrators, when you go in and do an observation, make sure you're asking the question, how are you using the technology? And we should not be overusing it. It's got to be intentional and purposeful to prepare kids for life after they leave. Technology is here to stay. We just bought a new smart TV this weekend, and guess what? I couldn't figure out how to hook it up because there was no directions. You don't read it. You do everything online, and everything's done through AI. So it is the world that we live in. Thank goodness I've got kids. So we can't ignore it, but at the same time, we don't want to do anything that's going to increase mental health issues for our kids or create issues where they are declining cognitively because there's too much screen time. So thank you for that. And I just wanted to kind of summarize real quick. Yep.
You had mentioned healthy technology habits. Are you sharing with the students red flags to recognize if there's too much technology use?
Yes, so we use Common Sense Media, which is our digital citizenship, and that is one component. We're in the process this summer. Mark's team, along with the ITRTs, are updating the content because there's also new requirements from the state, which has to do with the addictive nature of being on devices, being on cell phones. So being able to do that, and also to help prevent issues of data. You know, what are some things to watch for and to be mindful of? At the elementary level, our librarians help with the implementation of that curriculum. It's a little different at the secondary level, but yes, we are looking at the curriculum and then ensuring those best practices are also included, because it is important that students know that.
And they've rehashed one of the sections. It's more of a wellness. It's making it wellness awareness.
Right.
And includes
One
that
of the
piece.
topics is screen time.
So,
So like recognizing symptoms, you say to students, hey, you need to stop smoking because it's going to give you lung cancer.
Right.
the same is true
The same,
for,
yes.
absolutely, absolutely true. You're welcome. Yeah, so we really are trying to be thoughtful, mindful, and find that balance of appropriate technology use. With Magic School, this is a closed AI system, meaning it stays here, it's not out and about and in the open. And we originally purchased that for our teachers to have use for their resources, because it includes a variety of different tools, and that did not include any type of student data. We expanded it to a very, very small group of students, our Teachers for Tomorrow students in the spring, and they were able to use Magic School AI for a specific task, a specific project within their classroom. So for example, at William Campbell, they were looking at college research, Westbrook High School, the perfect school. They were very creative with what they came up with. And then also at Alta Vista, educational philosophy, thank you cards, careers, and a superintendent interview. And it was very interesting because the teacher readiness level was different between the three schools, and really, wanted to be very thoughtful, mindful, but also really do what's best for their students and give us feedback. Overall, the teachers thought the platform was a good way and a safe way to introduce our students to AI responsibly without the concern of their data being outside of the system, and they helped inform our artificial intelligence guidelines based on that feedback. And then our expansion for next year, we continue to move slowly. We think that's very important, but we also know that our students, when they graduate, do need to be prepared to use potentially AI in their workforce. We know that it's part of your life. It's a part of almost every app now that you have, but we need them to know what are the pros and cons of that, when it's appropriate, when it's not appropriate, and also really being able to be good citizens and good stewards of their resources. So we will be rolling this out to 12th grade students in government next year. Our government students do a senior exit project. It seems very appropriate as they are working on that and thinking about being a contributing citizen, and we'll give them the opportunity to look at those topics from civic research to critical thinking. One of the keys here that is so incredibly important is technology can never replace a human, but we know that humans do need to be able to appropriately and ethically use technology in the workforce as well as in their life.
So again, between the expansion of Magic School and being purposeful, we're truly committed to making sure that students can use technology safely. They start to understand the impacts of it, and truly being purposeful. And again, blending in the digital citizen aspect of it, I think is very important, because it's not going to just be just using it in school. Once you get ready in life, you need to be able to identify some of the, whether it's your phishing or your digital footprint, you need to understand those things as you become more life ready, as you become an adult, and move on out past your school career here. But truly, learning is not the goal. Learning is the goal. Technology is just a tool to get it there. This is from our exit survey for seniors this past year. One of the questions was, did school prepare you for technology? And the answer was 80% of students felt that they were prepared for technology. So that's something we're glad to see, that they felt that way with it. And especially as much as technology is changing, we'll continue to focus on these things and be purposeful when it comes to technology and instruction.
And so again, our goal is that all of our graduates leave knowing how to use AI responsibly, to still think critically, be problem solvers, also be able to practice cybersecurity and look at digital information, but most importantly, to be able to communicate with others, understand different technologies, but really be lifelong learners. And that is the ultimate goal of what we are trying to accomplish with purposeful technology and also monitoring our screen time usage for all of our students. And we'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
All right, well, thank you guys, and I do think it's critically important. I was just in a meeting this morning about our use of AI at BWXT, and we're already using it obviously for research and report writing, and we're using it in the shop. Our weld managers were giving a presentation on using AI with the welding software, so it's everywhere already, and if you're not exposed to it, then you almost have a fear of the unknown. So I think you guys are doing a great job of exposing our students to AI and giving them a good working knowledge of it so that they're ready to advance when it comes time to get out in the quote-unquote real world and make use of this new technology. So thanks for all your efforts and for your presentation tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. Do we have any matters from the floor tonight?
No, sir.
Okay, we need to approve the June meeting minutes. We have a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the June meeting minutes.
Second?
A motion is second. Any comments, concerns with the meeting minutes as presented? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Payment of the bills. A motion.
Mr. Chairman, I reviewed the bills and make a motion that we pay the bills.
Second?
Okay, motion and a second on payment of the bills. Any concerns, questions, comments regarding the bills for last month? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Acceptance of donations, Ms. McClanahan.
Tonight you have 5 donations for approval. I ask that you approve them as presented.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Consideration of non-tuition, Ms. McClanahan.
Tonight you have a list of non-resident tuition students for the new school year. Unless you have any questions on those, I ask that you approve the list as presented.
Move for approval, Mr. Chairman. Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any comments, concerns with that? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. And consideration of requests for supplemental appropriations.
Tonight you have one appropriation closing out FY26, one of the grants. If you could approve that, it would be greatly appreciated.
Have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. And Ms. Hunley, consideration of personnel report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. You have a rather lengthy personnel report in front of you tonight. Our administrators have been very busy this last month filling positions. Should wind down next month. We still have about 11 certified positions that we're looking to fill, but the majority of those are specialized positions. So we have a literacy coach, science specialist, reading specialist that we don't have to fill before the beginning of the school year. It's not ideal, but at this point, if we don't hire from outside. We'd be taking a teacher from within our schools, so we may be able to just start the year without those positions. But they're mostly specialized positions now that we're looking to fill. We also have about 25 classified staff members, mostly special ed and instructional assistants and custodians. That's typical right now. Principals are working on those actively as well, so we're in good shape there. For transportation, the new hire that's on the report today came to us CDL ready, so we got lucky with that new hire. And then we also have 3, hopefully, employees that are in training or a CDL class right now that we'll be able to put on as drivers. After that, we would still have 2 holes in the Brookville area that we would really need to fill to be in good shape for the beginning of the school year as far as drivers. But other than that, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, I'd ask that you approve it as written.
So we're good all but 2 drivers.
In the Brookville area,
What about the rest of the county?
they would like, so they said that they would like to have 5 new hires, but that would probably not happen before the beginning of the school year. The 2 in the Brookville area are the ones that they really need to fill.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So like 7 total is what you would like to have, but 2 you really need.
5 total. Yes.
5 total,
Yes.
2 in Brookfield.
Ah,
2 in
gotcha,
the
okay.
Brookville
All
area,
right.
yes. 5 would make everybody happy and have some breathing room, and when someone calls out, because we don't have a lot of subs, that would protect our routes. But
Okay.
2 we really need to fill.
All right.
Just out of curiosity, how many applications do you get a week that don't,
For drivers?
so for any drivers?
Oh, goodness.
Positions?
Oh, positions? Oh,
that
gosh,
don't-
I'd have
that
to
just
look.
won't work out, that this won't work out?
We get a lot of applications each week. I mean, that's a variety of positions. We have a number, 25 classified positions posted right now, substitutes, drivers. I mean, we have a number of positions posted right now. So the number of applications coming in is a lot. But our principals, they go through them.
Like 50?
I don't want to guess. I can tell you, I will email you that tomorrow, but I would hate to guess and be completely off. But I get an email every time that we get an application in, and it is a lot. Yeah. For all of our positions that are posted.
Thank you.
And we also keep some postings open year-round. So for example, we keep an elementary teacher position posted because I never know if we could have an elementary teacher, secondary teacher position, special ed teacher position. We keep a varied custodian position so that in case an opening happens, principals can go directly to that opening. And then we post it for specific schools if needed.
Do you want to introduce Mr. Scott and Ms. Bright?
I was after they after they approved it.
Oh, we already announced that. There's that.
That's why I
How about
called.
our subs? Do we have plenty of subs? or-
We're in about the same shape as we're always in. I mean, we have a number of subs on our list. Ms. Ewell just sent out a lengthy list of packets to people over the 4th of July week, and she'll start calling those folks in to get them on the list for the beginning of the school year. Our sub list is pretty long. It's a matter of, attendance and certain days that,
If
when
they're
we go.
available.
Yes, and they can only work a certain number of days a month as well, so, but we're actively hiring those as well.
Thank you.
Motion to approve personnel report.
Second.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any other concerns, questions? Not all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Dr. Stanley, did you have a comment?
So I was going to introduce the 2 administrative hires that we have in the audience. I've jumped the gun before and done this before you approved it, so I try to make sure that you approve it from now on first. But Mr. Scott is with us today. He is going to be at Brookville Middle School, and I know that we are really excited to have him. Mr. Harrison's excited to have him on board. He's jumped in and ready to go. He's Brookville. Everybody knows Mr. Scott, right? And then I'm going to take just a tiny bit of credit for the other one we have in the audience today. Ashley Bright is with us. I hired Ashley at Leesville Road when I was there as a 3rd grade teacher, and she was a fabulous teacher, is a fabulous teacher. And then she's also, for the last couple years, worked at the middle school and high school level as an EL teacher. So Ashley's got K-12 experience. We've been waiting for the right administrative opportunity for her, and we're really excited to have her at Rustburg High School.
Welcome.
Welcome both of them.
Congratulations.
Thank y'all for coming tonight. Welcome to the team. So, way to go. All right, thank you, Dr. Tom.
Thank you.
All right, consideration of Sam Shaw grant application. Dr. Hale, I don't know if I said that right or not.
SAMHSA, yes. Good evening, Chairman, members of the board. We were recently notified of an opportunity to apply for a SAMHSA grant. It stands for Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration, but this grant really has to do with providing needed mental health services, working with a mental health care provider in our school system. That's what they're looking for with this application, and it is due this Thursday, July 16th. What this grant would allow us to do is to continue our partnership with Harvest Outreach. Many of you know that our school-based mental health grants, we do have a partnership with Harvest Outreach and being able to expand upon those services. One of the greatest challenges that we face right now in the mental health field has to do with the decline of day treatment services. And the statistic right now for our county itself is that we've had a 50% decline of those services. Recently, even in parental feedback that we have received, we know that mental health support is needed for a variety of reasons. This is a very competitive grant. It is up to $970,000 per year, renewable for 4 years. It would be awarded in September, and a positive of this grant is there is no local match at all. It would be completely federally funded. So we don't want to miss an opportunity to apply knowing that only 7 localities in the entire country would receive this grant. And I have been in communication with Harvest Outreach. We really want to start preparing for the end of our first school-based mental health grant. It will end in December of 2027. And then we will continue our smaller grant. We're in the 2nd year of that grant. So again, it would allow us to be able to partner with them, improve access for our students. And we know that Campbell County is federally designated as a mental health shortage area. So we know this piece, and being able to work through access as well as some transportation barriers would also be included, so we really can provide the services that our students need. And so that's a summary of the grant. It is an action item that I would like permission to move forward with, and of course we'll keep you updated as we hear more. But again, no local match is required at all.
Do you have to reapply every year, or is it an automatic?
It should be continuous. Typically, they notify you each year. They always give you the caveat, though, it's dependent upon the federal budget. But it could be renewable up to 4 years, and we would actually start receiving those funds in September.
All right, thank you, Dr. Hale. I'll call for a motion.
Make a motion that we apply for the grant.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So you're staying where you're at, 'cause you're up next as well. You have a reading of proposed policy revisions, and it's quite a list I see. So.
It is. July 1 came, so we had several changes that were a reflection of the Virginia Code. I will do my very best to summarize each of the policy changes, and of course we'll answer any questions that you have and also give you more information as needed for each. The first policy code is Code AE. This is just school division goals and objectives. It is a very minor grammatical updates that are included, and it's just a part of our regular review cycle. So that is policy AE. Policy BBFA is a renamed policy. It has to do with conflict of interest. It's related to that law, and it's updated to include changes from Senate Bill 530. One thing you'll notice for this policy, it's significantly reduced because it's redundant of what is in the actual law. So it actually removes the language not required for policy, and of course we would still comply with the conflict of interest statements in the code. BDA has to do with regular school board meetings. And this makes sure that we are in line with FOIA and that we have language from Senate Bill 699, which gives more stipulations about amending agendas. Language also changed for clarity. Policy CH, very minor. It's a regular review cycle. It's policy implementation and adds needed legal references. Policy EBB is our threat assessment teams. We have had threat assessment teams as a practice, but now there is a new code requirement that requires annual training. And we already received the updates from the Department of Criminal Justice Services to make sure that our individuals on these teams are trained, and then also that we're meeting the other requirements of the code. Last summer, we had a significant revision of our acceptable computer use. So this one applies both to students as well as to staff. And this adds the language from House Bill 171, which Mr. Hudson referenced in regards to internet safety. We're required to include that, and so that is now a part of our, or will be upon approval, our acceptable computer system use. Policy GAE is child abuse and neglect reporting. It specifically adds certain personnel to make sure that they're included and understand that they are mandatory reporters, which we as educators know that we are. And we have also, once this is approved, we'll ensure those individuals receive training. Policy GAH is very similar to what you saw with BBFA. It does remove unnecessary language and also says that employees will follow the conflict of interest. Policy GBMA is support staff grievances. So this had two names of individuals who have since retired from their positions and also wanted to be removed from the list of hearing officers. If there was a situation where we needed a hearing officer, Dr. Stanley, the superintendent, would work to get that individual, or those individuals. Policy GCBDF is vacation leave. It just clarifies the number of vacation days per year, and that continuous employment is required for that, which has been our practice. Policy GCN has to do with professional staff. It updates what is actually used for their evaluations and reflects that language. And then policy GCPD is professional staff discipline. This allows employees who are not nurses per se to decline health-related services. If you all remember, Jillian Jerkow was an advocate of this bill that's related, that also has to do with a later policy you'll see, and that was one of the concerns that they wanted to address. She was our student advisory senior from Rustburg High School who shared about that presentation. Policy GCPF also cleans up language related to House Bill 849, but it is a regular cycle review as well. Okay. Policy IA takes out language that is related to our instructional goals and objectives and also adds them into a different policy, which is really about academic planning and course selection. This is nothing new for what we do as our practices as a division. Policy IC and ID is the school year and the school day. This allowed divisions to start to begin 14 days before September. However, I will say this, we have a waiver. We're one of those divisions that's on the website. We have a waiver, so we always can start prior to then. And that had been set up well before I was here. But we are on the list, so even though we're updating that policy, Campbell County does have a waiver with the state. Policy IGAG, this is renamed to teaching about drugs, alcohol, tobacco, gambling, and electronic devices. So again, this is referencing screen time as addictive, and that will be added to our instruction there. Driver education, IGAJ, this adds a requirement about reckless driving to be a part of driver's education, so that will be included. I will also share that this isn't part of our policy, but one of the things that we did receive from the Farm Bureau is about tractor safety in driving, and so that was created locally, and we are sharing that this coming school year in our driver's ed classes. Textbook selection and adoption is IIAA. The term you'll see now is high quality instructional materials. This is a state requirement and a part of the Senate Bill 955. This was actually updated in 2025, but now it's up for review as a cycle change. You'll notice acceptable computer use is listed twice because it's both for instruction and then for students. It's the same as we shared. Policy IJ has to do with guidance and counseling programs. So this is an update that's a part of a regular review cycle. And then the next two policies are new. So these are part of the changes in the Virginia Code for academic planning and course selection. We do have a new policy, and it does require, which we will as a division, notify parents at least 30 days prior to the deadline for selecting courses to make sure that they're aware and a part of that process, and can also reach out to their counselor if they have any questions. Policy ILBC is the College Board School Day Program. It's a new policy, which is the SAT College Day Program. We actually pay for our juniors to do this. We've been doing this well before the Virginia Code because it gives opportunities for our juniors to take the SAT at the school. But now it's a part of the code, so we will just continue to do that and make sure that our students have access. Policy JED is about student absences. The change, because you've seen this before, it comes up pretty frequently, but it allows a number of excused absences for any of our military dependents, so that if they do have an active parent, guardian in the military, they are allowed a certain number of absences. JHC is a result of Senate Bill 822, House Bill 1446, and this requires sickle cell training for our nurses. Our nurse coordinator is aware and will be ensuring that takes place. Policy JHCD, so this is administering medicines to students. Again, this is a result of the Senate Bill 122, House Bill 1301, and again, this is about diabetic care. And so Jillian Jerkow shared that with us earlier this year. Policy JLB is financial aid information, and this is guidance for high school students. If you talk to any parent who has someone in college or coming up, the FAFSA and financial aid is a challenging process. So they're really trying to make sure that parents have the information they need, and we would help support them at our schools, which we already are doing. We have FAFSA nights, work with our future centers, as well as our other counseling departments to make sure that they're aware. Policy JS is extracurricular activity notification. This is a new policy, and it requires that changes in extracurricular activities, let's say a baseball game gets moved, has to be communicated through the appropriate, which we use School Messenger as our communication, not just posted on social media. So yes, we encourage posting on social media, but this actually requires that it is sent out as an official notification from the school. Policy KGBA and JFCD, you'll remember we looked at the weapons on school property policy already. This is a mirror policy. So again, it applies to the public, which we know that we've already enforced that, we already practiced that, but it does make sure that it's included here. And then the last policy, thank you for sticking with me, to highlight is KPA. This is parental notification of safe storage of prescription drugs and firearms. This is a new requirement of our annual notifications. We are required to send it out 30 days prior to the start of school. Today we actually sent out our checkup of getting your students ready for school, and this is included on our website as we are required to do. And again, it's a new policy. So I know it's quite a list that you have, but I will do my very best to answer any questions that you might have.
Anybody have any questions tonight? I don't know if any of you have started to read through any of these or not yet, but.
If you have other questions, you are always welcome to reach out. It's just a first reading, and so I will, next meeting, it'll be an action item for a second reading. Again, happy to answer any questions you have in the meantime.
Okay, thanks for the briefing.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
And thank you for your hard work on policy.
I
It's a lot.
team, so thank you.
Okay, Dr. Stanley, got information about the joint committee?
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you'll remember back in, I guess it was May, maybe that's a little bit of a guess, we had a joint meeting with the Board of Supervisors, and we did that at Alta Vista Combined School, where we looked at that and talked about the potential for having a renovation project there. And if you'll remember from that meeting, they directed our joint committee to get back together to discuss what we thought needed to happen there in terms of the procurement model and how much the county should plan to borrow for that project. So I want to come back to you with the joint board's recommendation. We had great conversation, and I think obviously during that meeting, everybody was very positive. Ms. Tanner and Mr. Maddox, you can certainly add to if I forget anything. But one thing that we talked about was the fact that the original construction cost, I think, were going to be about $33 million. And we talked about how the vast majority of that, 26 million of it, would have gone into mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, the MEP. And so there was really not a lot left after that for any of the alternates that RIMM had identified during the feasibility study and had shown us as enhancement to that project that would really make it worthwhile. So I think we were all in agreement that more needed to be done there. And then we talked about, how to procure it. Do we want to do the PPEA? Do we want to do a design bid build? How do we want that to look? And where the committee landed was moving forward with a recommendation to our board and the Board of Supervisors with a construction management option. And what that option would allow us to do would be to retain our architect that we've already worked with through the feasibility study. And Michael Masheri's here tonight from RIMM. But we could retain their services and then move forward with a request for qualifications with construction companies and make a decision a little bit further down the road about who we would want to come on board as our construction manager. So tonight, I'll make that recommendation to you that we consider that option. And then when it came to the total cost of the project, we landed on asking the supervisors to borrow $45 million. So it's significantly more, but we feel like it's justified. This is going to our supervisors next Tuesday, the 21st. But obviously, we would like for our board to bless that recommendation from our joint committee.
One thing, the difference in this, excuse me, and the Brookfield, with Brookfield, they told us what they thought was best for us. And by going this way, we're gonna tell the contractor, this is what we want, and that's what they're gonna bid on. So we're gonna take, I won't say some of the fluff out, but it's gonna be more to areas that really need the work, the bathrooms, the security. So, I mean, I think the joint committee did a great job of changing maybe some attitudes on how we should do this. So,
I agree.
and thank them for the extra money also. And we get to continue work with RIMM, whose design to me has been perfect, but we're just gonna make a few changes, I think. Add a little security in.
So it's not quite perfect,
Not quite perfect.
But we'll get there.
but it's close.
Hey,
They're
I'm
really close.
happy we're doing something. And one thing I'd like to thank, Karen gave a tour to Tom Lawton, who saw what that was looking like. I mean, pretty
At
much
Brookville.
everything at Brookville has been touched. And he
Yeah.
was very impressed with that, and that's what he wants for other schools going down the road, so. So, I mean, it's a win-win, I think. We got a good group, and I think we got some good thoughts, so look forward to it. Did we apply for the grant, construction?
I can't apply for the grant until the supervisors approve it.
So have we missed the deadlines,
It's
or?
the 27th of July. So the Board of Supervisors, they will vote on the 21st. If all goes well, then the 22nd, I'll be completed an application for a school construction grant.
Okay, I'll make the motion, we consider this thing, because we wouldn't.
We need that.
Time.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
And I will give this time for any other questions, concerns from the board. I'd like to thank Mr. Maddox and Ms. Tanner for representing us on the joint committee. Anybody else have any questions, concerns before we vote? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, guys.
Mr. Masheri, thank you for being here tonight.
Yep, thank you very much. All right, we've got consideration of amendment to the fiscal year 26-27 operating budget. Dr. Stanley.
That's right. As you all know, we have we approved our original budget, I guess, back in February? March, okay. And as you know, the state had not passed a final budget, so we really haven't been able to put final numbers to ours. But right there at the last minute, I think June 30th, 31st, June 30th, the state passed a final budget. In that final budget, we had additional revenues, over $2 million. And the surprise there was a 4% raise for all school employees. If you'll remember, in our original budget, we had given our teachers and employees a 3% raise and our administrators a 2% raise. But with the additional state funds and the increased compensation supplement, we are now able to give everybody a 4% raise. And after we go through this budget amendment, if approved, we will be sending new contracts out tomorrow. So thank you for your support with that. Other funds that were included in the state budget, you can see, was additional money for special education, at-risk add-on, infrastructure and operations, and then basic aid and sales tax. And then you can see from the slide, really, what are we doing with that additional money? Well, the majority of it is going to go towards the raise. Then we're also going to budget for some increased special education supplies, joint operations, and add-on funds. You know, when the school year starts and we start looking at our classroom sizes, even though we do not have any additional positions in this amendment or this year's, in this budget, there might be that possibility during the first and second weeks of school. With our at-risk money, we did set aside money for additional tutoring because in the past we've used all-in money, and that money has been spent. So this will be nice to be able to have that for those that are at risk. And then we also included approximately $60,000 for the NNDCC startup costs. That's our ROTC program that we're looking at having starting in the fall of 27. So it's nice to be able to go ahead and set aside some money to cover those costs. So in a nutshell, that's pretty much it. I mean, the 4% raise is the big add with the budget. And tonight I would ask that you approve that.
All right, good news. Thanks for the update and the summary. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the updated budget?
Second?
Give the second to Mr. Pearman. That was a close one. Any questions, concerns regarding the budget before we vote? We've had a motion and a second on the floor. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Dr. Stanley.
Thank you, and we feel confident those contracts will go out tomorrow. Okay, so everybody can kind of be on the lookout.
All right. Dr. Stanley, you're on a roll, so I want you to update us on quote-unquote several topics.
Several topics. First, starting with Brookville High School. Brookville High School has been hard at it this summer. We had asked our construction company, Blair, if there was any way we could get the main office and that entrance open for the start of school, and they are giving everything they've got to see that happen, but we've still got a long ways to go. However, time is coming short. We got about 2 more weeks before teachers come back. Teachers come back on August the 3rd. Of course, school starts on August the 12th. And our big push was to get the main entrance, the main office, the administration area, and the main hallway ready. So it's going to be close, but I will say that they are giving it everything they got. So that's obviously appreciated. And then moving into the fall, we've still got some areas to work on. A science hallway, we really haven't gotten much done in the auditorium yet because we've been waiting for pricing for new lights and new sound systems. So we've got some work to do in the fall, but knock on wood, I mean, the end is starting to be in sight. And really hope that as we get into October, November, we get a substantial completion date and look forward to maybe even at the first of the year having an open house for the community. So that's the goal. But we've still got a lot of work to do between now and school opening. So we'll continue to monitor that and keep you updated. Second thing I wanted to update you on is our leadership conference. So last Thursday and Friday, we had a leadership conference over at CVCC. We spent 2 days with all of our administrators and central office staff, and we really talk about where we are as a division, where we're going, what our priorities are, and I told them we've got a lot of changes. You all should have gotten a listing of new administrators today, and then I think you also received from Dr. Hale an organizational chart that had some pictures. I would encourage you, once school starts, get out and meet your new administrators because we do have a lot of changes. I think there were 17, 18 total. And I know what everybody's thinking. What in the world's going on in Campbell County? Well, I think change is occurring in every school division that I talk to. We've had a couple of retirees, and we promoted from within, and so you know how the dominoes fall. Once you start doing that, you have more positions open, and that gives us opportunities to hire teachers out of the classroom that are aspiring administrators. So we're excited about that, and as I look at those teams, I feel like we do have really dynamic, good teams at each school, and I'm very excited about what's going to happen there. So anytime you get into a leadership conference, obviously you're going to review all the good things that happened the year before, and I've got that brief video to show you tonight. They're always fun to watch. Okay, whenever you watch something like that, you think, golly, we've got so many good things that are going on all the time. You know, we're a big school division. You know, we've got 4 different attendance zones. I would encourage each of you to be sure you watch our Facebook page as we try to update that, share the good things that are going on all the time. So we're excited about the new year, excited about our new people, and I just wanted to kind of give you a snapshot into that. Just a reminder that this Friday, or next Friday, this Friday, July 17th, our RFPs for legal services are due. We have a committee that will be made up of Dr. Hale, Amy Hunley, Dr. Jennifer McCormick, and Dr. Brian Wilson, who will look at those, and we'll come back to you with a recommendation as quickly as we possibly can. And then the last thing that I have on my list tonight is, if you saw, maybe, in your VSBA emails over the past few weeks, VSBA has a media honor roll. And I've talked to some of you all, and I think that you are all in agreement that we might want to consider Ms. Maddie Kirkman as our VSBA honor roll media outlet nominee. To do that, I will have to create a resolution and come back to you at next month's meeting and get you all to vote on that. Maddie, you've done a great job for us, and we appreciate the exposure and all the good publicity you've given us, and that might be a great way to thank her for that.
Absolutely.
So, yep. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you. Well, I'm not voting for that resolution, I'll tell you that. I'm kidding, obviously. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and thank you for your continued support for the board. And great presentation. I don't know who was involved with. Mark, did you put that all together for us, or?
Amy Abel.
Okay, well, great.
Appreciation
Great job
for
with
that.
that, yep. So, all right, thanks for the updates. And with that, we will go to matters from the board. And we'll start with Mr. Maddox tonight.
I'm good.
Are you really? You're
Yeah.
sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. All right, Mr. Pearman.
No. All right, you just got the budget. Okay, all right, so first of all, I would like to welcome Ms. Karen Boland as our principal at Brookneal Elementary. She has been down there working under the tutelage of Mr. Harrison. I know she would do a great job. I'm excited for the change, and we are appreciative of your time with Brookneal Elementary, and good luck to you at Brookville as well. A few other things going on as far as updates, of course. Our softball team won a state championship last month. Great way to finish off the season. They just kind of got very hot towards the end of the season, catapulted, had a tough loss in regionals, bounced back in state, and beat the same team they lost to in regionals to win the state championship. So awesome job there. We've got some summer credits rolling. We have 11 students that earned a total of 15 credits. That's going to help them stay on track for graduation, so that was great. And we had 28 middle school students participate in our summer school program this year, so that was awesome. Our graduation rate this year is at 96%. Not to brag, but that's ranked #1 of all of our county schools here. So I'm appreciative of that. And it's up 10% over last year. So great job to our team over at William Campbell, who are getting things done to help our students in their performance. We got a brand new greenhouse built, which is awesome. It was installed last month. And we have a second ticket booth that has been built down in our ag department system with our wood shop folks there, and they're going to get ready to be using that for the fall semester. And I'm just excited about the momentum that we have, down at our schools. We've always had a great little community there, great residents, students, and teachers. So loving the progress. That's all I have.
Can I add something to that real quick?
Sure.
They're still raising money for the rings.
We are.
So if anybody like to donate, I mean, we did it for years, didn't we, Dr. Stanley? And
Yes, sir.
it's very expensive. So if you can help them with that, that would be appreciated.
Very much so. Thank you. No, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Vaughn.
I appreciate the presentations, and I'm excited and looking forward to a new year and all these new leadership positions that are filled. Looking forward to everyone, hitting the ground running. I know everyone's worried about me. I'm doing okay at home with my kids during the summer. We've only had one emergency room trip, so we're surviving. And that's all I got for right now.
Okay. Ms. Tanner?
I'm just cautiously optimistic about Brookville. I'll just keep making drop-in visits and seeing where we are. Other than that, I'm looking forward to getting around and seeing all our new administrators.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Mr.
I'm good.
Jones? You good, just like Mr. Maddox? Huh? Okay. Ms. Parker?
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate the AI. You guys know I've major concerns, so I'm super excited about the slow rollout and that we're assessing, keeping an eye on things, and then, if it's looking good, let's keep on going. I'm glad that the state and the world has caught up with screen time addiction. In TLA a few years ago, Nick Pontius had a very moving presentation, and I'm a little surprised that the world was so far behind him, because he had all the great data, and I really appreciate it, and I hope he's doing well. I've got to, of course, congratulate Mr. Scott on now being an administrator, and I think Brookville Middle School, even though it's always been great, I just cannot wait to see the energy of the two of you guys there at the start of the year. I can't even imagine the look on the students' faces who may have had siblings or know you guys from your time at Brookville, both of you. And so I'm super excited about that. Also, congrats to RRM. I think that'll be a fabulous partnership in the work that you guys have done at Alta Vista to maybe turn it around a little bit, maybe have a little bit more creative control, I guess is kind of a way to put it on that project. And I do appreciate the supervisors as much as I beat them up on other things. With Mr. Hardy in the room too, I have reached out and let most of them know that I appreciate that they recognized after our tour that Alta Vista needed more money than we were asking for. It was very obvious, and they actually out of their own mouths said, you guys need more help than what you're asking for. So I'm super excited and appreciate that, and hope we'll get that grant. And lastly, of course, I want to thank all of staff and all of the people who I beat up regularly. They know who they are. This last week, I tendered my resignation from the board, from the school board, effective July 30th, due to an impending move out of state. So I just want to thank everybody for everything.
Well, thank you, Ms. Parker. And on behalf of the board, I would like to thank you for all of your hard work that you have put forth for Campbell County Schools over the years. And we will miss you and miss all the best to you and Alan going forward. And thank you for all your service.
Thank you.
So, very welcome. So, Dr. Stanley and I have spoken briefly about Ms. Parker's resignation, and we will have some more discussions going forward on what we need to do, actions we need to take as a board, and we'll be sharing that information with you guys over the next week or so. So more to come with that. So,
Is there a time frame with that?
there are some time restrictions, and we're taking those into account. We'll
Gotcha.
address that appropriately. So, like I said, we'll be in touch with you guys and get all that addressed as we need to. So, yep. And I don't have much tonight. I fell down on my duties and did not send out my regular email to my principals last Thursday or Friday like I usually do. So, Mr. Shields, you've got an email from me that you probably haven't seen yet. I sent it this morning at about 8 o'clock, somewhere thereabouts. Do you have any updates? And I would recommend maybe you delegate to your new assistant principal. Trial by fire here. So, now anything you want to share with us tonight? Okay. Mr. Masheri, did I murder your name? Thank you for coming tonight. I know it's been a long day for you coming out to this meeting this evening. Appreciate your support and attendance. Welcome to all of our new administrators, and I'm terrible with names. I'll get them down eventually. Be patient. I haven't seen the email that identifies everybody yet, but I've been getting the post on Facebook. I think I got like one every 3 days or something. So that's been exciting to see all the new administrators assigned, so welcome all of them and wish them the best of luck. So, I don't think I have anything else tonight, so I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
See, move along.